In the following video, Frederick Police Department Officer Lines decided to work with dog handler Jane Zmiewski from Search and Rescue Dogs of the U.S. to find a missing girl. The girl had been missing for over a week at the point that this search took place, and his mother was already desperate to hug him again. The first destination of the search team was the house where the girl was reported missing. The mother was adamant that she had searched the entire building and that no one was hiding there, but the search team were not allowed to just take her word for it. They decided that a good first place to look would be a tiny pink cupboard where there could easily be nooks and crannies for a child to hide themselves in. None of them really believed they would find the kid in here, and they were right. Well, at least kind of. Take a look.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What in the world is that? Wow. Go in there and step on that little blue thing and see if that's where that noise came from.
Yeah, it sounded like a kid toy.
It might. It sort of sounds like it.
Something. There was a... I heard it.
That one, did you hear it?
I did.
It sounded like a kid giggling or something, didn't it? Or a kid.
It did.
Where did that come from? Because all he did was go straight in there. That was strange, but we're making note of that.
I heard it. I definitely heard the same thing you did.
Yeah, and then he just sort of turned around and looked. But I didn't expect that the register.
Strangely, the two of them, as well as the camera, picked up on the giggle of a little girl, which was very disturbing. For a split second, they believed that this was the kid revealing that she was hiding in there, just having an innocent game of hide and seek. However, a cop investigation never goes this well planned. The officer scanned the room and moved a few things out of the way to try and reveal a hidden entrance or something of the sort. To her dismay, she didn't uncover anything. Now at this point, I'm pretty sure you know what actually happened here. A spirit of some sort was playing tricks on the duo during their search, which, while evil, was nothing compared to other things they have done in the past. Regardless of this obvious answer, though, the officer reported back to her department and demanded a full deep clean and search of the cupboard just to make sure. With permission from the house owner, they smashed walls, emptied the place, and even screamed the girl's name, but no response was retorted back to them. Such a disturbing event still spooks the officer and Zmiewski out to this day, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Police chases are some of the most thrilling events that you can watch, and it's understandable why. The person being chased is usually trying to escape a hefty prison sentence, so they are literally driving to save their lives. On an unknown date coming up to midnight, the upcoming police chase that you are about to watch was filmed, and this one was thrilling for a much more abnormal reason. The officer driving the pursuing vehicle had seen a small car going well above the speed limit, and after asking them to pull over, they only got faster. This triggered a compelling chase to take place, but you'd be surprised to know that the race itself wasn't what made it so special. Take a look.
We've seen how strange things can get at night. Well, things are about to get a whole lot stranger. This mysterious driver tricks cops into thinking he's about to pull over, then all hell breaks loose. The officers watching this tape get only a quick glimpse of the man behind the wheel. It's the last look they'll get. For a moment, it appears as if the driver and his car have disappeared into thin air. But in the blink of an eye, the driver comes into view again. This time, he tries to outrun the police rather than just vanish. His moves are still baffling to the police as he swerves all over the road, driving like a man possessed. And just when he's really thrown the cops for a loop, he gets back on a straightaway, showing off a seemingly supernatural speed.
We're still approaching S16.
In just a moment, he's going to make a turn into the Twilight Zone. Watch. fence at the end means no way out. Or does it? Even watching it again, cops are unable to make sense of it. All they see is an intact fence and nothing more than the vanishing taillights of what the Garden City PD has come to call the ghost car.
Now, some people speculated that the gate had a gap underneath it that a car could fit through, but that made no sense at all. If the criminal's car could fit through the gap, then the police car could, as it was, lower to the ground. Not that any of them would be able to, anyway. Others speculated that the criminal drove straight through the gate since they were driving at a fast enough pace to make such a thing happen. If you can explain how they did that without leaving a hole behind them, then feel free in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that no clipping isn't possible. This leads us on to the third and final popular speculation. The smart people speculated that the vehicle being chased was in fact a spiritual car, which would explain its carelessness on the road. If it could no-clip through objects and speed down the highway at maximum speed without a worry in mind, this was most definitely the case. The officer jumped out of the car and investigated the surrounding area, finding nothing. This was the first time they let a quote-unquote criminal escape them. On September 14th of 2023, John, the security guard at his local hospital, was called upon to undergo one of the most frightening tasks of his life. It's important to know that the hotel in which the video was set in had no paranormal past or anything weird of the sort. It had consistent 5-star reviews from its guests and was known for its peacefulness. As we all know, though, reputations of this size are always vulnerable of coming to an end. It wasn't that late when the CCTV captured the footage at roughly 10 p.m., and most of the hotel guests were still awake. At this time, the main office received an unusually high amount of complaints mentioning the screaming of a girl, and this highly concerned the staff, so they sent John to have a look.
It should be 209.
John, do you copy? It's room 209. Amy says nobody's checked into that room, and there's reports of screaming coming from that room. Amy, he's on his way down there right now. What's going on, John? There's no one checked into that room. There should be nobody in there. Wait 1 second, John. Amy, are you there? Yeah, John says he hears the screaming coming from that room. And I hear it too. But we're sure that no one's checked into that room. Correct? John, just wait. We're going to get a hold of the police. So, I would wait for the police, John. Amy, John's going to enter the room real quick just to check, make sure, see what's going on. Wait one. John? John, are you there? Okay, Amy, John wants you to call the police right now if you don't mind. He says no one's in there, but that all of the furniture's been turned upside down and the hold on. He says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there. Man, that's scary. I'm officially freaked out now.
As weird as this may sound, John plucked up the courage to search the room, but unfortunately found no one in there. What he did find, though, was very unsettling. He claimed that the shower was on and all of the furniture had been ruined and tipped upside down by something. This understandably made him double back on his decision to search, and he decided that calling the police would be the best option. There was one detail in this video that no one picked up on, though, and it needs to be discussed. At the timestamp of 4 minutes and 44 seconds, a white shadow could be seen exiting the room just as John opened it. It glided across the corridor until it lost view of the cameras, not to be captured again. Now, after reviewing the footage and seeing this, the police deemed it to be an issue with the camera as it was 2003, so they weren't the best of quality. However, it resembled a human way too closely, and I refuse to convince myself otherwise. Let me know in the comments what you think. A mortuary is a place where diseased bodies are kept in preparation for burial or cremation. They make sure to keep the bodies in tip-top condition in respect of their passed-away souls, and eventually pass them back onto the family to decide what they want to do with it. The next clip in this video took place at a mortuary located inside a police station, and something very odd was caught on camera here. It happened at around 2:20 a.m. when everybody in the police station was asleep, disregarding the night shift security guard, who was lucky enough to witness what I'm about to show you live. On the surface, that just looked like a regular apparition zooming down the corridor, which many people have experienced, but when you get the context, it has a much deeper meaning. Just 3 days before the event, veteran police officer at the department, Roger, sadly passed away, and he was good friends with everyone who worked at the station. He specifically had a good relationship with the security guard on shift that night, and they would frequently go out to the local bar together and have some fun. The guard believed that the apparition was that of Roger, and vocally thanked him for showing that he was okay. From this day forward, the guard never saw anything like this again, but he had enough anyway. He knew that Roger would always be in the station watching over him, and that definitely made the night shifts more bearable. In the last clip, you were able to see a real apparition of a shadow figure in the corridor. That might have looked extremely real to you, but what if I said that it isn't the realest you can get? Speeding on the highway is one of the highest committed crimes in the United States, and it does make sense why. People on the road are constantly rushing to try and get to places on time, and every now and then that calls for a little bit more speed. Cops are constantly on the lookout for people committing this crime and dish out hefty fines to anyone that they manage to successfully pull over. That is, if they don't end up vanishing mid-conversation. You heard me right, have a watch for yourself.
Hey, how's it going?
I was speeding, wasn't I?
Yeah, and you completely blew past that stop sign in front of me.
I did. I'm so sorry. I literally didn't even see it.
All right. No
this
worries.
is my first time being pulled over.
All right. Can I see your driver's license registration, please?
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Here's my license, but this is my mom's car, so...
Where are you headed to where you're speeding and missing stop signs?
I was just headed to a friend's house. It's like literally right there. It's a birthday party. So,
Got it.
Not mine, but...
Any drugs or alcohol in the vehicle?
No, of course not.
All right. Sit tight, Sarah. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Your registration is... What the... Sarah? What the heck? Sarah? 3201 to dispatch. I have a...
In the blink of an eye, the woman had vanished, and the officer immediately called upon a search team to hunt her down. They thoroughly scanned the entire acre in hopes that they could catch the woman and fine her more for an attempted escape, but they never found any trace. Making things even stranger, they left the car in the same place in case she came back to collect it. Cars have huge value, so it made no sense why a real person would ditch one to evade a comparably measly $200 fine. That is why it wasn't a real person at all. After searching through some files, the officer found out that none of her details added up, and nobody in the whole of the states had her profile. This is when she truly believed she had come face to face with a real ghost. This police officer believed that he was talking to a middle-aged woman named Abigail in the main entrance to the station. He was in the corridor engaging in a conversation, but little did he know that no one was actually standing in front of him. Was he going crazy, or was this truly a ghost sighting? Let me know your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more spooky clips whilst you are down there.
Who is he talking to? Dispatch at 329.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to a elderly lady. I saw her walking by the door, and she said she's looking for Mr. Griffin. Her name is Miss Abigail.
Did you say Miss Abigail?
Yes, ma'am. She says she wants to see Mr. Griffin, and I told her that the canvas is closed, that she should come tomorrow morning, and she might see Mr. Griffin.
Are you sure you're saying Miss Abigail? Like, she's been passed on for 2 years now.
Come again with that, please?
Miss Abigail is she died 2 years ago.
You mean you can't see the person I'm talking to?
No, there's nobody in front of you at all.
Fortunately, he had a radio, so he was able to communicate back to his colleagues about what was going on. If he didn't have this form of communication, then he would have continued thinking that the spirit was a real person, and who knows what would have happened next. At the end of the clip, we could see him turn around and run away once he realized they were fake, and he explained that what he saw in that moment was very creepy. What was seemingly a normal woman called Abigail started warping into a demon, and the man has never stopped his daily prayers since. All we can do is hope he never encounters this evil again.
Alfredo THRLL is a policeman who works for a search and destroy team in Brazil. It's 3 in the morning, and Alfredo is filming his colleagues as they search a school for a supposed bomb threat. But as they are searching, something disturbing begins to occur. A door is seen opening and closing, and there's something off about this school. Moments later, the team goes to investigate the door, and once they get close, this strange phenomenon stops. What's crazy is that the bomb the team were trying to discover ended up being behind the red door, so perhaps this was an angel coming to save the school. James Talbot was an overnight security officer at a mall, and usually worked on the stairwell to make sure that no unwelcome guests came up when time got late. The upcoming clip took place at roughly 1 a.m., where nothing normally happens. At this time, James tends to record himself and post to his YouTube channel, and he's lucky that he had this habit, because if he didn't, he wouldn't have filmed what was about to happen.
Man, I've been clocked in 8 minutes. Hey! Hey! I'm not finna go check shit. I'm going down there. Shit. Oh, goddamn, the door locked. Oh. Damn. If it is somebody down there, they gonna stay their goddamn ass down there. I'm not going. Shit. Hurry up and get up to you, bitch.
Suddenly, footsteps could be heard from the bottom of the stairwell, and doing his job, James called out to the person guilty. But to his dismay, no one responded. Now, instead of going downstairs to investigate the noise further, James started to feel strangely uncomfortable and ran away from the noise, scared of it, which wasn't usual for him. James sprinted down the corridor and into another room where he decided to hide. But suddenly, he heard the noise of a whisper from inside the room, and this is when things got real.
Hey, somebody fucking in here with me. I'm up here doing this damn job. These folks want me to do all this walking in the dark. I'm not walking down there in no motherfucking dark. Hey. Hey. Not coming the fuck out there, man. Somebody is down there with me. Somebody in here with me. When I got this job, I told them I don't do things like this. And I got my camera on, bitch. You can go if you just come out. I'll let you go free. But don't try to just pop out on me, you know what I'm saying, scare the fuck out of me, make me shit all on myself on the job. Come on now. Come on now, I'm just trying to get my goddamn hours and go home now. He gonna act like he don't hear me. You know you back there, come on. I'm telling y'all, I'm finna go. I'm going this way. Fuck that.
Like before, James started begging the supposed break-in culprit to reveal themselves, and even offered to let them go for free. However, no one spoke back. He stood there for a second and thought of what to do next before following his instinct instead of the job. He packed his bags, locked up, and left for the night. Now, after doing this, James expected there to have been a robbery overnight and had his excuses ready, but surprisingly, nothing happened. Had he really been going crazy, or did something much deeper occur? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Going back around 100 years ago, the house in the following clip hosted a group of cannibals who all eventually died while hiding from the police. They decided to eat one another one by one to try and stretch out their survival time, but unfortunately for them, it didn't work. Ever since the cannibals passed away, the house has supposedly been haunted, and not many people have wanted to live inside its walls. However, eventually, a desperate couple purchased it and used a Ouija board to ask the ghosts to leave. After using the Ouija board, the response they received was horrible, and things only got worse to the point they had to call the police in. The upcoming clip takes place after the police arrive, and it's very frightening.
Woman used Ouija board in old house where cannibals lived. Somewhere in Greater Poland, police were called in response to her strange behavior.
Jezu, jak to Oda tak warczy? Ja pierdzielę.
Zarczyzny, kurwa, tak?
No, totalnie.
Pierdolę, ja dostaję tylko 5000 zł, kurwa, tam. Idź tam do...
Uważaj.
Kamila! Kamila!
Ona jest nad nami u góry, od góry coś...
Damiana, byśmy się zamienili pozycjami, mógłbyśmy tam zabić. Odsuń się i
Nie?
uważaj, bo ulecz, kurwa.
Drut ma jakiś...
Nie, niech pan wyjdzie i poprosimy go wychodzić.
Unlike most other ghosts, this one didn't tend to move things but made aggressive noises instead. It growled as if it was an animal trying to scare off its prey, and the noises were so realistic that one of the policemen shot into the room. After clearing the room, the police force came to the conclusion that this was paranormal, and they couldn't do anything to help before leaving the family to deal with it. It's unknown what the family did beyond this point, but the smartest option would definitely be to leave.